¿Todo bien?
Sí, claro. ¿Puedo pasar? ¿No te importa?
Claro.
Lo que me está ofreciendo es tuyo.
Papá. No. No.
Es tu manera de hacerme huir. Tú quieres huir y quieres que yo huya también. Niégalo. Dime que estoy equivocado.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down discussing the characters Nacho and his father in Season 5 of Better Call Saul. Warning of spoilers for episode 503, and let's jump right into it. So I love Nacho and his father, so this scene with them was just gold to me. It's criminally underrated, so many people just gloss over it, and I want to give it the attention it deserves. I've created a big enough discussion that I plucked out of the 503 review that I'm currently working on right now, so check that out when it's out, link at the end of the video. But the scene with Nacho and his father. It starts with Nacho at his big house. He's watching TV with a girl as another girl is breaking open a Rubik's Cube and then his TV remote. He gives her a puzzle to do instead, which is really funny. These are the same girls as when Tyrus and Victor dragged him out of his house near the beginning of the last episode, 502. Anyways, the girl on the couch with him goes to answer the door, and it's randomly his dad. He was not expecting his dad, leading to an awkward introduction with the women that are there, along with embarrassing moments such as their underwear on the counter. Nacho sees his father looking at all of his materialistic things, and Nacho realizes how stupid it is. Nacho tries to play his dad to protect him here, but his dad figured it out, so his dad is actually playing him in this scene, and it's brilliant. He first walks in as a humble old innocent dad, talking about selling the shop and how he wanted to keep it for Nacho. Such a heartwarming moment on the surface, but in reality they're both lying to each other, pretending to have this conversation. Nacho's actually the one that put up the guy to trying to buy the shop from his dad, and he's trying to pretend like he isn't. Meanwhile, Nacho's dad knows that it was him that put the guy up to try and buy the shop, but he's pretending like he doesn't know that either. We haven't seen Nacho working at his dad's shop or at his father's house really much at all. Nacho's dad must think that he'd rather become a successful and wealthy gangster instead of taking over his father's shop. He keeps telling his father that he's gonna get out of the business, but that's not what it looks like from afar. If only Nacho could just sit down and explain the entire situation with Gus and the Salamancas to his father and actually have his father listen and understand and give a proper answer, then maybe they could go forward with this. But his father is just so pridefully ignorant that he just keeps trying to tell Lalo to go to the cops, which is just not a good option at all. It's not realistic. He thinks that it is, but he's just being naive. Anyways, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. So as I was saying earlier, Nacho got a family friend to take his money and offer it to his dad in order to buy his shop from him, so his dad would be able to pack up and move out of town with him. This is just another way of Nacho trying to protect his dad, and it makes sense that he would try and do this the episode after he almost watched his father get murdered right in front of him. I love the actor that plays Nacho's father. He does an amazing job, and I love how he goes from a humble innocent dad to a stubbornly prideful father. The thing is, he doesn't give Nacho a realistic option. He tells Nacho to turn himself in, but that's just kind of ignorant. Nacho wouldn't last a day in jail if he turned himself in and tried acting as an informant or whatever, confesses for everything that he's done. He would just get murdered in jail or get murdered the second he starts to walk out on the streets, just like we saw happen to people many times in Breaking Bad. Nacho doesn't want to run away. He's not a pussy, so to speak. He has no other choice. Gus and the Salamancas are so dangerous, and his father just does not understand. He just thinks that he's selling dime bags or something. But considering how disappointed his father has been with him in the past for being a drug dealer, Nacho wouldn't even be able to begin to explain how he dug himself so deep into this hole.
Si quieres huir, huye. Pero yo, ni madres, yo no voy a huir.
Nacho's father is pretty much telling him that he's not going to run from his life. He's going to stand strong in what he loves, and if he dies, it's Nacho's fault, and he's going to have to live with that. As much as I understand him and respect him for saying that, it also pisses me off. Like, that's really rude to say. That's a really rude thing to say, especially to someone who's trying to save your life more than you could ever understand. But at the same time, I agree with Nacho's father. It's not his fault that Nacho has placed his life into danger, and he doesn't want to change his lifestyle in order to accommodate for that. He doesn't want to completely throw his life away and have to run away just because his son messed up. And I get that, I totally do. But when you see things from Nacho's perspective, I gotta go with his side on this. His father should just deal with it and leave. But of course, as I said earlier, they can't just sit down and figure this all out and come to a general consensus, because this show needs conflict, you know, entertainment needs conflict. We can't just have a TV show where, I don't know, everyone sits down and holds hands and agrees on everything and lives happily ever after. Like, that's not what makes a show. But sometimes I wish that that could just happen, you know? Once in a while. I just love Nacho's character so much, along with his father. They're so amazingly developed, and I care about them just so much. I don't want anything bad to happen for them. That's why I just want them to make up and be able to agree on something where they can both find safety. Nacho's been trying so hard to get out of the business ever since we really first were introduced to his character in seasons 1 and 2, through seasons 3 trying to switch Hector's pills, through season 4 and 5 trying to do whatever he can for Gus to not get his family killed. He's trying to do everything that he can. But what also makes this so complicated and difficult is how standoffish his father is. His father is so on the straight and narrow with making an honest living. He has no respect for drug dealers or people that break the law, that he just can't agree with things. So the idea of Nacho's father being a fighting force against him, even though he's the person that he's fighting towards trying to save, just makes it that much more interesting. If I thought about it for a second, I could probably think of some more descriptive words to think about this instead of just saying how interesting it is over and over again, but for someone who has a lot to say to the point that I'm making an entire video about it, I'm almost kind of speechless with just how amazingly this has been crafted. Nacho loves his dad, he respects his dad, and he treats his dad well, so he doesn't lash out on him. He just lets his dad walk once his dad freaks out at him and calls him out for what he's trying to do. Just like many people on the show, Nacho puts on a persona or a fake face when he's out in public. He acts strong, quiet, intimidating, etc. When he's around his father, he just completely drops his act and he becomes very timid, very respectful, and just very honest and sincere and vulnerable. He doesn't have this big macho man persona like he did the very first time that he met Saul Goodman. Or I guess I should have called him Jimmy. He wasn't Saul at that point, but you know what I mean. But yeah, he just turns into some shy son who's intimidated by his father. Normally Nacho has the confidence, he's the confident one doing the intimidating, so it's huge to see him drop the act around his father in private like this. This isn't anything new, he's been doing this the entire show, but this is just another prime example of it, and I wanted to highlight it. Let me know what you guys thought of Nacho and his father down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video tomorrow discussing when Saul meets Lalo for the first time, which is a pretty big video. I've been working on it for a few days now. Anyways, I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything that I've said today, and if you're new here, just haven't yet already, subscribe and hit that bell notification for updates on whenever I post more content on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. As always, I thank you guys all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!
Where's Papi?
I'd be taking care of all this, but he's good. Once we get everything packed, Arturo will pick up and supervise distro, make sure everything is clear.
Here's Papi. Mírame a los ojos. Ya te dije lo que tienes que hacer. Deja esto. Entrégate a la policía. Enfrenta lo que has hecho.